I'm interested to know, because you've done this thing that I think is very rare, to go from one huge beloved show to another one. And usually as actors, you don't get like another sophomore hit in the TV space.
Totally.
How much did you really have to angle for that? Was that something that it was more just lucky? What was the thought process in jumping into the second show?
Yeah, I think people think, well, first of all, they think that actors, make a ton more money and have way more agency than we actually do, depending on sort of where you are. But I felt like I was in the wilderness for like years after Gossip Girl, because I felt, as big of a show it was, coming off as still young guy, it's like, oh, that's not cool, anymore. And I'm in this box now. I'm in this like jail of like the CW pretty boy who, you know what I mean? Who has no range. And so I felt that, and I was probably harder on myself than I needed to be. But, it wasn't like I just remember that audition hitting my inbox and reading the synopsis. I was like, that sounds wild. And then like reading this pilot, and I was like, oh, this is fucking great. This is so out there and original and weird. And in the specific role of the Deep, like being like, I'm like, I know that guy. I know 100 of those guys basically. So, I instantly felt confident and excited, like, about my take on the character. Like, I'm just going to go in there and do what I think is funny for this guy. Now, I hope they appreciate the comedy. I didn't know I didn't even know what the tone was going to be, but I had to go in. I went and read for it.
Wow.
I went and read for it. It was like I got there. I was like last up. And there was like literally like 50 names on the sheet. I was like a little annoyed because I was like I was like last in the room, and I just feel like I don't like that. I feel like, they've seen all these people all day, they want to go home.
They're exhausted.
Yeah. I like to kind of me go first. So I was sitting there annoyed. I had to wait like 20 minutes, which was fine. But like it was just like I just felt bad that I was like the last stop. Like, oh God, they're not going to remember any of this. But it was Eric Kripke, the creator. Like, he was in every session and every day for all the reads. Just right there with the casting director, and they had a reader there, and I felt so confident with the scenes. I went in there, and one was pretty dark, kind of a dark like scene where you're screaming at the girl, and then another one was like a monologue on the couch with like talking to the Deep's therapist or something about like the local lobsters are his only friends, and I got some laughs out of Kripke, and I was like, okay, and that was it. I mean, it was just a normal audition read that something I really wanted, just based on like reading it. So it really wasn't my choice at all, and it was Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg were producing it. It was like a really cool thing. And then they instantly were like, oh yeah, we want to test you like off that one audition. I was like, well, can I go back in again? Like, can I go back in and do it better? I was kind of like nervous that they were going to use that, but it all worked out, and it was really fast, and it was great. It was a great, I was so happy to have another job that I was excited about. That the character was so different from anything I had done before, and in being, I saw it as dark comedy. I mean, it was very dark the first season, what he does in like the first episode, but it was just a way to show range, and I thought that I'm gonna use this opportunity to really try and do whatever I can with it. And and then even then, and it was a series pickup, like so we shot the whole 8 episodes without ever airing, and they were going to order another one before even the first season aired. But we were like, is this gonna land with anybody? I mean, it was such a crazy tonal shift of like, the idiot narcissistic dolphin boy, and then like the evil Superman character, like, not saving a plane, letting a whole plane of people like go down. It's like, is anyone going to connect? And they did. So it was when it came out, it was like a kind of, a hit, and then kind of grew. It kind of was a slow build in the audience. Like 2020, second season aired, and it became even bigger. And that was a lot of fun. That was the first time I really, really enjoyed like the fan feedback from people in the streets. But yeah. But no, it was not lost on me how difficult, after kind of those 4 years of like kind of some false starts on some TV shows of like, oh, this is could be difficult, to find another thing. And I was really, really appreciative when this happened, because I was kind of like, oh man, like it's just, and that one sort of audition, when you get down that one audition could really change, and you kind of know what, like, I'm on this new kind of crazy journey now with this other show and these new people. That's really cool. So I was very appreciative of that. Yeah, after being on something like Gossip Girl, where not that I took it for granted, it was just so fresh and I was so young that you kind of inevitably by the end of it have taken some things for granted.
I also have a disdain for when actors get too butch, or like too into something. Like, have you ever had something where you've had to prepare for a role, or like, I remember when Top Gun came out, and shout out, they obviously all crushed it. But like when Miles Teller and Glenn Powell, they were all like oiled up and everyone's like doing push-ups before the scene. Like, I just don't think I would fit in. Like, I think I'd just be like, guys, what's going on here? But
I think you'd fit in just fine. I don't know, Chase, if you can see, I don't know if you can see his arms from here, but Josh is swole.
No, God bless you. But like, I don't know. I don't think I can take myself that seriously.
Right. I know. It's like, it's.
How are you with that kind of stuff?
Like the workout stuff, or just kind of like,
I mean, you do, like with the boys and stuff, you are playing those kind of guys that are elevated in that way. But how are you comfortable in that setting? Or are you like, oh, I really have to kind of get myself there?
Exactly. I feel like you have to you really get yourself there. And I think, my experience with it, I wanted to kind of do that for the boys starting out. And yeah, I kind of backed myself into a corner there, right? Because I kind of got in this shape, and I'm like, oh shit, I got to keep this up every season, like that it comes around. And so, yeah, I feel like there's a fine line between like obsession with it, you know what I mean? Like a healthy, like there's like the line to be unhealthy is kind of blurry, and you can kind of cross over into that like negative relationship with it pretty easily, So I don't really like all that stuff. So much, it's just, you can get too obsessive over it because it's a bit unrealistic, because you're doing it for the show or the moment or the scene. And so it's like, it's really tough to get there and actually maintain that as like a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's healthier to not try and maintain that for, you know what I mean? I think it's healthier just to like let that go. So
yeah, I remember I did this movie Red Dawn where Chris Hemsworth and I played brothers, because that's believable.
No, it's amazing though. No, the movie is great.
And he got Thor while he was shooting Red Dawn.
Wow.
So he had to be in great shape for Red Dawn, but Thor was the next level. And he had like 3 or 4 months to prepare. And I remember he would like I remember once I like caught him welling up because he couldn't eat enough, because he had to he felt
the dream.
Yeah. But it's like
the dream.
Chicken and rice and veggie. It's not fun, because he just felt like I'm playing Thor. Like I need to be superhuman. He's already 6'4", but like he wanted to put on 20, 30 pounds of muscle.
Right.
And then I remember we had filmed for 3 months and he'd been working out savagely. He looked incredible. And in December, he had to go and try on the Thor suit before he started filming in February. And he comes back and he goes, I outgrew the suit. Suit doesn't fit anymore. And they told me to stop gaining weight and lose some.
Wow.
Because they were like,
Wow.
They were like, the camera doesn't pick up size, it picks up cut and shape.
Right.
And they're like, you're too big.
He's too jacked. Like,
he was just a massive, they were like, lean it all. It's interesting.
Yeah,
like,
it's tough. Yeah, no, I know. And I don't know how you deal with it for like a Marvel shoot for like, 6 months or whatever it is. But yeah, the cut thing does show up a little bit more, on camera. Like the size thing, you can be like short, tall, whatever, and big, but like the cut thing is kind of what shows. Yeah. And that's tough. There's like, and you really got to kind of focus. You got to focus on like numbers. And I don't want to be weighing, like I'm too old to be weighing food or getting on a scale. Like I'm not like I don't like to think about anything like that, so.
Right.
And I think you can, kind of develop some unhealthy habits like that way, Yeah. And I did. I definitely did for a minute. I kind of like, slipped into some, kind of obsessive. You get obsessive with food a little bit. It's just not healthy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
One of us. Talk about a food obsessed. Probably coming from a different angle, but tell me.
Ben, you're playing a superhero in, the Israelite Returns, right?
Yes.
So what's your regimen look like? How much turmeric and how much Mounjaro are you injecting a day?
So much Mounjaro. So much. At least 0.35, because right now it's humming, Chase. It's humming. The turmeric is great as well. I wonder, just hearing you talk about Chris eating to gain weight, that thought is so foreign to me. Like the idea of, eating to be bigger and stronger. Like if I want to be bigger and stronger, I need to eat so much less. Like that's my body. Like if I need to eat protein, of course, but like I can't just like be eating calories. I'll just get fat, right? Like I need to, if I want to cut down or like get cut, which is like so foreign to me, I would need to eat less. It's just a crazy thing. So what would I do? I would eat a lot of chicken, a ton of chicken. I'd probably have you inject me with some beautiful GLPs and testosterone and whatever else the kids are.
Right, all the kids are doing something crazy.
What are the kids taking?
Peptides or something.
Shout out Craig Conover, Dr. Conover.
What are the kids in Hollywood taking right now for these roles? What are they taking to look like this?
I wish I knew, to be honest. I mean, I know they're taking. I know they're taking something. I wish I knew. No, I really don't. I mean, I've heard peptides, but like I looked it up just to say like, what the hell is all this about? And there's like 50 different alphanumeric types. So I'm like, wow. And like, are you ordering these off the internet and then like injecting? Like, what's going on?
Chase, you know me now. I'll make the connection. Shout out Dr. Conover. Thank you, Conover Wellness, Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah, really? I mean, yeah, okay,
yeah.
But do they do they work? Like, does it give you energy? Like,
not in the eyes of the FDA.
But that's what the kids are doing, right? I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'll say it if you can't. I've definitely known a lot of actors growing up, less now in my late 30s, who were like certainly taking roids or human growth hormone
or something. Yeah.
And they were, and for the kind of roles and things that I'm going out for, it wasn't worth the trade. I remember we had on a famous Beverly Hills plastic surgeon, this guy, Dr. Jason Diamond.
Okay, right.
And he was saying how there are some really famous actresses that have come to him asking for the buccal fat removal from their cheeks.
Interesting.
To give them kind of that more like angular, modelly look.
Right.
And he goes, I know, and I tell them, this won't look good in your 50s because of whatever you've got going on anatomically in your face. Like you're going to want that fat back as you get older.
Right.
But he's like, it's a trade.
Yeah.
Like they feel it, late 20s, early 30s are having such a moment that they'd rather look insane for this 10-year runway.
And then deal with it later.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
it's that movie. What movie was that came out? The Substance.
The Substance.
It's literally The Substance.
Yeah, right.
That's literally it. A trade-off. You get one day of looking hot and it eats away at your body.
Paid the piper later.
Nuts.
Yeah.
What a scary movie. Oof.
Yeah, I've never messed with any of that stuff, to stop whatever. It just feels like, there's a trade-off down there with what it restricts production of the natural hormones. It's like, I don't want to screw with that, unless I have to, unless I'm in actually like 50 years and need it, but I don't really know what the people, I assume it's like something like, like the testosterone cocktail of sorts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Well, Ben is a big fan of Glee.
I love the show. I love it. I love it. Yeah, love it.
I'm telling you, Josh, Glee, there are some deep characters. That Rachel Berry, she's fantastic.
Okay. Hey, should we get this?